Quick message from Rich and Nate before our show today. So we launched a website a few weeks ago, Flagrant Foul at richandnate.com. Make sure you check it out. We got links to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, merch coming soon. You can check out our bios, but more cool things coming from us. And now for our show.
Run this off. Run this off. Yeah. Hey, Cleveland roots with a reckless style. Take so bold, they're flagrant foul. House on the ice, Notre Dame pride. Wrestling talk about culture, ride from Rich to Nate. It's full court wild, sit back, press play. It's flagrant foul. Yeah, it's flagrant foul.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 14 of Flagrant Foul. Pretty depressing weekend for us as Browns fans, but Notre Dame got the job done, so we're feeling okay at the moment. How was your weekend, Big Rich?
Yeah, well, I was all set. I think we promised our fans some vitriol, which there will be some, but, you've heard the expression, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We had our boys, Egg and Big D, called an audible about 30 minutes before the show to let us know that they're making a surprise come in for the Browns-Ravens game. So, well, I was and am very angry at the Cleveland Browns. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Get the boys meet up. Our boy Hayden coming in. It's going to be a good time. So my spirits has been listed. So anyway,
your spirits were listed.
They're lifted. Don't start with me already with my pronunciation. So yeah, right. I mean, before we get into this crappy show, or about we get into this crappy Browns game, show. This crappy Browns game. We had the trade deadline last weekend, and or I guess it was on Tuesday. Browns did nothing. Kind of like what they do on Sundays, a big fat zero. We traded no one for picks, which I didn't really have much of a problem with that because we've had all kinds of picks since we've come back, and we've had just absolute garbage. So what's the point? But they did nothing there. They did nothing to get better. They basically did nothing. And then, it's a typical, like, you ever see the meme, poke a stick, do something? Can you guys do something? Can you signify that you're tanking for the rebuild, or can you trade picks? Can you get picks? Can you make an effort? Can Kevin Stefanski look like he's not comatose on the sideline? I don't know, but nothing happened. So Jerome Ford went nowhere after some of his TikTok posts, or I guess it was X posts this week. Him complaining about job, or liking posts that complained about job. He can get out, but we didn't trade him. And Njoku stayed. He seemed real excited about still being here. So, still love that guy. Miles still here, whatever. Could have got some picks, but honestly, the biggest news, we didn't trade him, but we got rid of him, is Paul DePodesta. So I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be like watching a traffic accident. He's going from a bad team where he made it worse to one of the worst baseball teams. I can't even wait to see what this clown does. Any thoughts on the last week, Nate?
Sunday was a perfect example of the New York Jets were openly trying to tank and lose football games. They traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. They got themselves a whole mess of picks now, and now look where they're sitting. The same record as the Browns, and they beat us. So as far as I'm concerned, we should have traded Miles. We should have traded Denzel. Anybody that we could have got anything for. The season's over. We clearly can't do anything with what we have. We need to overhaul the offensive line. We need some receivers that have eyeballs and hands. Basically everything. They just need to restart. Just get rid of everyone and try again. I'm pretty angry that they didn't do anything.
Yeah, the DePodesta, getting rid of him, that was whatever. We all wanted him to go, but then we did not really anything to get excited about bringing in. You saw Peyton was in town earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week. Just nothing. Kevin's not doing anything different. Kevin's not going anywhere. Kevin just needs to do better. That dude is an absolute clown. He infuriates me. So whatever with the trade. I guess, this happens every year. We sit there and think something's going to happen good, and we just literally is complete trash. So let's just go ahead and tear the Band-Aid off. I know it took us a couple days to get mentally prepared. Nate had no interest. talking about this shit team that is the Cleveland Browns, but I'm gonna talk quickly about the game. I mean, so let's just go further into the game. The Dylan Gabriel pass to Jerry Jeudy. That is literally what's wrong with all broadcast media right there. You heard from look how horrible of a pass that was to people going like he threw a perfect dime to Jeudy in the end zone. That was a shitty pass. There's a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about. That was a shit pass. That was a lob up. Jeudy had to go run the ball down. Thank God that there wasn't like, anybody in the area could have picked that ball up because that was a wounded duck. Like Dylan Gabriel is not good. The amount of misreads downfield he had, some of the horrible sacks that he took because he sat back there looking clueless. Like, I mean, he's so bad. That offense is so predictable. I will say, while they didn't do shit with it because the offensive line decided that they didn't want to show up and play at all. The play selection, in my opinion, I actually thought was better with Tommy Reese. I didn't have as much question about it. I do have a little head scratcher that we didn't try to get Judkins out on the edges, and we continue to just pound him up the middle for relatively no yardage. But, with that said, I mean, the offensive line probably wouldn't have let that happen, but I did think that Tommy Reese did a better job with play selection on that game. So that's probably the only bright that and our new corner Campbell's play. I thought he looked real good in the game. Outside of that, there are not a lot of bright spots. Any thoughts on this last week game that are not rated R?
So I was pretty frustrated. I'm sick of beating a dead horse with this joke of a football team. I will say Dylan Gabriel's garbage. He's garbage. He's not doing pretty much anything. Occasionally he makes a good throw. I talked to my boy Kale. He's a big Oregon guy, so he likes to make out with Dylan Gabriel. And he's like, oh, Dylan Gabriel did his job. There's about 67, but there's about 65 quarterbacks that are better than Dylan Gabriel. Jacoby Brissett, former Cleveland Brown. Jacoby Brissett, former Cleveland Brown. Aside from the shellacking that they took this past week, he's looked pretty good. I would take him in a heartbeat. As soon as Deshaun can practice, I would put him in the game. I would put Shedeur in the game. Like, Dylan Gabriel's not doing anything. And I understand that the offensive line isn't very good, but, like, you kind of have to, like, he still needs to make the reads and get the ball to the people. And, like, I know that the offensive line isn't amazing, but he had opportunities to, like, hit open receivers, and he's, like, throwing the ball 4 feet over people's heads, like, missing wide open guys and throwing it to wherever. Like, I don't know. He drives me crazy. Special teams, I don't really know how Bubba Ventrone has a job still. The only good thing that he did that game, they gave up 2 returns. Getting the field goal unit out there with less than 13 seconds on the clock, that was incredible. That was pretty awesome. Aside from that, he's terrible, and he needs to get up out of there.
A kickoff and a punt return.
The whole team's trash. Back to back.
Literally is absolutely an abomination. It's not acceptable. And I think my biggest beef with this team is it's like all of the emotion or frustration, essentially, other than Miles fake, I'm going to throw my helmet on the sideline, is coming through like the media. Like, I'm not seeing it. I want to see some people start melting down. Like, start acting like you give a shit. This is absolutely, my worst part of an NFL game is after it's like right over and they're showing them shaking hands on the field, because it's like, I'm a Browns fan. So 99% of those games are us walking across the field after getting absolutely hooped and then just being like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Being all cool. You should be fucking angry and running off the field. Like, I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. But, it was bad. So not much of anything positive to say. Special teams trash. Dylan Gabriel somehow is up for offensive rookie of the year or rookie of the week or whatever.
Rookie of the week.
Which is an absolute joke. He's terrible. So bad. The O-line should be ashamed of themselves. Kevin should be ashamed of themselves. Sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but, whatever. So moving on, the fellas are coming in for the Browns-Ravens game. 3 teams made the playoffs at 10-6 or 10-7 last year. So the road to 10-7 starts this weekend. Yes, my name is Rich. I'm a delusional Browns fan, for those of you who've never met me. So for one more week, I'm going to hold up coat. But this is the last time. I freaking mean it this time.
My final score prediction for this Browns-Ravens game is 53-8.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this
We
might be
lose.
the first
We
game
lose.
that they need to use the 3rd digit column. We're going to get
They're
Lamar's
going to
gonna
get
hoop us. We're going to get hooped.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's going to have about 5,000 rushing yards.
But
This
here's
game
the
is
thing.
not going to be close.
We're either going to be just in complete elation, or the whole gang will be in Cleveland, and Kevin, Jimmy, they'll be getting a piece of our mind first person if this doesn't go the way I want it to go. So we'll see. Biggest questions I have for the week. I'm really trying to figure out, what jersey am I rolling up on? I may literally just be packing my bag with jerseys and underwear. That might just be like the entire trip. I don't know. I'm thinking, bringing some Shador, bringing some Njoku, probably bring the Eric Turner. Thought about bringing the Jim Brown, old school, but I don't know. Any suggestions or recommendations for me?
I'm going Shador. I'm on the hunt for a white away Shador jersey. I don't want the anniversary one. I want a white away Shador jersey, and I cannot find it. I went to 2 stores earlier today. So I would rock Shador. The whole stadium should be wearing Shador jerseys. Maybe they'll get the point that we're sick of seeing Peter Dinklage.
Well,
but
you've been waiting to use that for 2 days. So I got a jersey question. Are they still rolling out the anniversary jersey? Because I saw that too. So you can get this year's players in the 46 jerseys.
Yeah, I think that's like part of their thing. I don't know if they're ever gonna wear them, but like I think that
I thought they got rid of
home
them.
away, the Alpha Dog, and then I think that they're still wearing the last one, the white anniversary, and with the white helmets. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we'll get to see those. I imagine that gives like December like snow game vibes. That's when they'll bust them out.
Well, I'm going to be there for 4 days, so I think it's personally reasonable, or perfectly reasonable, to bring 4 jerseys. I think so. We'll see. So
you gotta bring a Notre Dame outfit for Saturday, because
that is true.
They're the only team that is worth anything that we root for, the Avalanche. But Notre Dame's doing their job at the moment.
Yeah,
So I think we got to go ND on Saturday.
Okay, well, we'll do that. Again, I'm sure we'll have some good stories, but, we haven't had our in-person with all the boys since Atlanta. I think we're nursing like a 1-4 or 1-5 in-person records, hoping to get off
pretty
the
bad.
schneid. But, talking about, my false hope of going 10-7 and sneaking in on a wild card after we just watched them lose to the Jets last weekend. Look, there's got to be an alternate universe out there somewhere where like that absolutely happens and becomes a Disney movie. But things that are giving me not hope, but just showing me why this, so much parity, and there's some bad teams right now. I mean, like I said, 3 10-7 teams made it in last year. On top of that, this year, I mean, teams that we thought were good, like what the Bills? What happened? How do you lose to the Dolphins? Like you're having some teams like that. This shitty Denver Broncos team. I don't care what their record says it is. They're 10-7, or they won 10-7 in one of the most boring, ugliest games against the freaking Raiders. Like, you're not a good team. Like, quite honestly, the team that's looking like the cream of the crop might be New England. Mm-hmm. I mean, they scored against us.
I think Indianapolis is looking good as well.
Yup, that's true.
But that Broncos Raiders game is a perfect example of the Raiders lost. It was 10-7. Is that right? Final score. So, and I'm pretty sure, could be wrong, the Raiders had a punt that was blocked, like that turned into points for the Broncos. Next day, special teams coordinator fired. That's a team that recognizes an issue and is trying to like change it up.
Yeah.
Not the Browns. We give up 2 returns. Like, if we don't give up those 2 returns, that's an easy W for the Browns.
Yeah.
But somehow Bubba Ventrone still has a job.
We're gonna you just mentioned the Colts, so I'm gonna send a little bit more like kudos and applause to I don't even know her first name, Ursay. The owner, like more stuff in the news, like
Carly.
she's down there talking about like to be able to make like good decisions, I need to understand, like, oh my God, this owner actually cares. Like, you guys have, y'all Indianapolis Colts fan probably have the best owner in the NFL right now, and we just, a state over, probably have the worst owner in all of NFL. But yeah, I don't know, there's just a lot of ugly games out there. Teams we thought we're gonna be good aren't. Philly's starting to look like maybe a returning team. Green Bay played okay. Like, Tampa's wheels are falling off right now. There's some bad football out there, so who knows? I don't know that we'll be able to get back in it, but we'll see. So, coming off the bye week, I was refreshed and ready to go. After that abomination on Sunday, I think I'm ready to not talk about the NFL until we can debrief on the fellows trip. I'm what I'm hoping is just like, we're unreal. We holy crap, did Andre Schmitz goes out there and kicks like with time expiring field goal and we win and we're all just freaking out, or like we have Egg up doing the rat voice outside of Haslam's box, just yelling at him, telling him to get the hell out of there. So we'll see. One of those things is going to happen. So you already talked about it, Notre Dame. So this, with what's left on the schedule, pre-playoff, this is the biggest game to me left on that schedule. Pitt scares me a little bit. They should beat Pitt, but I'm
Pitt's
just
garbage.
When I say scare me, I don't say like, oh, I'm saying like, I want these guys to go in there, like, don't take this game for granted, go out there and play your game. One thing that's been nice to see, so go back to last week and the, Navy game. I thought Notre Dame was like, that was a pretty good complete game. They look at all around, CJ Carr's being able to, like, we were claiming for earlier in the year, you have the best running back in the country, run the ball, they've gotten back to that, but now you're at a point where CJ Carr and his release, he's spreading the ball all over the field. He's now, when they're
Carr is a dog.
He's just getting a point now where it's like, okay, running game, something happens, we need to pass. We can count on he's going to make a play in the passing game. And he's not, early in there, it was hitting, targeting backs out of the backfield. Not always, but like you saw more of that. Now you're seeing like he's spreading the ball out and going down the fields. Notre Dame's looking good. I agree with you. The defense needs to tighten the heck up before this playoff starts. They scared me a little bit, and it's not that like their offense, I think their offense can run with anybody in their country, but that doesn't mean I want to get in a shootout with like an Ohio State. We're going to need to be able to make some plays and make some stops. You were absolutely right last week, and I think Leonard Moore has been mid like pretty much all year. I think he had an injury earlier in the year, but honestly, since, he's not the whole team, but I don't think he's looked good. So, what are your thoughts on Notre Dame game last week?
I think they're looking better and better every week. CJ Carr, I said this, possibly, it might have been in our first episode, like within the first 5 episodes, I said CJ Carr, when it's all said and done, will be much better than Riley Leonard ever was, and he's already better than him. He is so good. Like, he will win the Heisman before he leaves Notre Dame. I guarantee it. And then if that doesn't work, let's just give the ball to Jeremiah Love. And like, oh, Jeremiah Love, you're tired? Jadarian Price, go score us a quick touchdown. Thank you. Come again.
Yep.
Navy was 7-1, not saying that they're a good team or they had a good schedule, but they were 7-1, and we put a hurting on them, so I'm happy about that. Pitt,
they run a funky offense too that catches people. They seem to like every couple of years you'll see them. They really like, hey, come up in a game and scare somebody. Notre Dame's had some close games, in the past against Navy. So that, every game makes me nervous because we're in, and I just want to make sure that we're definitely set up for at least some success. If we get in, I want to be a national champion, but it'd be nice if we could just go in there, make some noise, knowing what we're bringing back next year, because they're going to be a scary team, I think, for like the next 2-3 years. That's a for sure. So we'll see. One thing that was better, the kicking game. Definitely looked better. I don't know exactly how he went about it, which I know the last few weeks we've been like just, last game we missed, 3 extra points or 2 extra points and a field goal. Is pretty pathetic. It's just we can't leave those sorts of points on the field. That looks to be better, which reminded me, I was talking to my boy Nate the other day about this Matt Williams story. Like that's a crazy
I thought it was
story
Mike.
for, huh? It's Matt.
Is it Mike or Matt?
It's Matt.
Oh,
But
okay.
what's crazy about it is this is exactly what we were talking about. You see this right now with the game day, with the kicks for money or tuition or whatever that they're doing right now. They used to have these like halftime petitions, but this dude, like Matt Williams in 2008, to get free rent, goes out and drills a 30-yarder. Mike Leach snags him on before, well, he has one of the strength and conditioning guys snag him. And then dude just goes on to be like 149 of 150 career-wise on extra points and like 22 of 28 in field goals, plays for 3 more years, just like dude out of the stands. And I think he had like a soccer and a football background, but like he wasn't playing college ball and he just gets like in a contest, ends up becoming a D1 kicker. So that's a pretty cool story. I bring that up because last week I was clamoring for Freeman to go and have like a kicking competition in front of Touchdown Jesus or something like all week. Gotta be able to find somebody. I don't care who it is, but at least for 1 week that looks better. Nothing else super crazy around college football. I'm sure I'll get yelled at from Hayden. You know what the most exciting thing about Ohio State football is? Like the end of the year when they actually have to play somebody on that schedule. Easy. I know I'm getting flipped off right now. Everybody's flipping out, but I'm tired of them playing garbage. It doesn't mean that I don't think that they're a good team, but it's just like, I don't know. They're running through it. The Big Ten, too, for as much pub as the Big Ten gets, you have like one good team. Then you have Indiana, who is a good team, but I still have some questions on when they're truly tested. But you get a lot of bad teams. There's a lot of mediocrity in that conference. Like, why is Wisconsin a bad team? And I guess Iowa's okay, but Michigan's not. Like, there's some teams in there that should be good, and they're not. But any other college football thoughts before I move on, Nate?
I do agree. I would like to see Ohio State play somebody. That's not to say that I know everyone's going to be like, Notre Dame doesn't play anybody. I understand. It's kind of hard to like judge a college football team based on the regular season because there's so many bad schools. But I would like to see them play somebody that's not like Grambling State or like, who did they just play this past weekend? That was terrible. Michigan? Was it Michigan State?
Yes, it wasn't a
Purdue,
close game.
I think. I think it was Purdue.
Yeah. It was Purdue.
But like, yeah, Notre Dame played Purdue, and I think Ohio State probably beat them worse than we did. But I don't know. It'll be interesting when the playoffs come around. They're probably gonna steamroll the good teams anyways. But
yeah,
the Big Ten is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like everyone says, oh, Notre Dame needs to be in a conference. Blah 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 blah. We're playing the same teams that you guys are. Like I don't think our schedule is any better or worse. Like we won't have to play the conference championship, but
I honestly
Ohio
think
State's gonna play Indiana and probably destroy them.
With that schedule, I honestly think like you're right. Till the conference championship game, you don't tell me that your schedule is any worse. Plus, the Big Ten's so freaking big right now. It's just like you're only playing a selection of your conference. You have to get to the conference game to literally like play anybody in some cases, depending on what side of that alignment you're on. But yeah, it's super, super annoying. Yeah, football, we'll see. I'll be rejuvenated in a few more days, but I'm hockey. So catch any of the Avs this week. They continue to be on an absolute tear right now. Mackenzie Blackwood is back. He's still working his way back. And I think the other night, like he played, and then after the game, they said he lost in the OT shootout. Was at the San Jose game. I think they said he felt like he wasn't quite 100%, but he was close. They shut him down for a few days. They had, Scott Wedgwood went out there. Wedgewall just absolutely shut it down. So that was pretty cool to see. And then McKenzie came back for the OT winner. But they have 2 solid goalies. And the way they're putting points up right now is just unbelievable. Like, they embarrassed the Edmonton Oilers the other night. Did you catch any of that?
I just saw the final score for the Oilers game. That was pretty sweet. I was hoping they should have had 10, right? The Lanus got gypped on.
He did, and
I didn't see it,
this
but
is
I heard he got gypped.
This is how they just like absolutely shit. It's not just about like, oh, you scored more goals. Like they won 9-1, right? So we're an extra point away from putting up the 10 on them. Like on top of that, you had there at one point in the second period, I was like, is Connor McDavid not playing? Is that why? Because I like hadn't even heard his name. Like I heard Draisaitl, but like no McDavid. Like they absolutely just shut them the heck down. Here's all you need to know: they're going into the end of the game. You had 4 players on your team chasing a Hattie. 4. That's unbelievable. Like they put up so much on them. And then, Vancouver's a tough team. So on the back-to-back, I was a little nervous about that game. But they ended up pulling up the 5-4 OT winner. So Gavin Brindley, just, that kid's continuing to get better and better and better. After he came back, I know he's hurt for a little while. The mayor did not return as I thought last weekend. So that was disappointing, but I think he's getting close. But yeah, from Landeskog still, he did get gypped. I do think he's looking a little bit better back there, but it's not translating to points. So hopefully that happens. But I don't even see the league right now being like, oh, here's these couple teams that are top. I truly feel like Colorado and then everyone else right now. They look pretty ridiculous. If you did you catch any? I know we're talking about going next week to the Here San Jose game. The one they played 2 weeks ago was in San Jose. So me and Beans are talking about going and hitting it up, but that'll be my first time to see him live this year. You know it.
Maybe come home and go to one. I really wanted to go to the Blue Jackets game here.
Yeah.
But I had to work, so couldn't make it.
Well, I F1 last weekend. Lando Norris won. Verstappen did I think he started from the pit lane and ended up finishing third. He's so fast, but I think Lando Norris pretty much has it locked down. In a weird Brazilian Grand Prix that was threatened by weather, I think it threatened to screw up the sprint race. They still ended up having it. So that season's winding down. They're about to put a bow on it. Cavs are looking good. We have 2 losses, but outside that,
they just lost last night.
Okay.
Dude, they went to overtime and they were losing like basically the whole game. I was just following along on the score.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I saw like they were able to get it to OT, and then at the end of OT, I think it was, Donovan Mitchell hit a ridiculous shot to tie it up, and there was like 4 seconds or 0.4 seconds, like something stupid left on the clock, and they let the Heat score. But you gotta look at the Donovan Mitchell shot because it's insane. He's gutted.
So they're 7-4, but yeah, they're looking good. I don't know what game it was last week. Donovan Mitchell went off. I don't know. Was that the Washington game? Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Who they played, but I saw.
What's it that? He had like 46 points or something.
Mm-hmm. He said he was playing 2K like that day or the day before, and this kid was talking crap to him about, it's like, I haven't seen a highlight from you in years. So that's what it made him mad, apparently. I don't know.
Well, yeah, good game. So they're grooving right now. They look pretty good, but I did have one more football take. So you saw Dabble, the Giants coach, get fired yesterday, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's and they look like they're bringing in one of the assistant coaches, or not bringing him in, but they're going to elevate him for now. So they'll be on the coaching search. I heard your retread Belichick and John Gruden names out there. Anybody else you're hearing or looking at, but I ask now because if Stefanski were to get canned right now, who are you looking at come in and replace him?
I want John Gruden. We should have Mike Vrabel, like I've been saying. And now the Patriots are doing amazing. But John Gruden would be pretty sweet. I don't think it would happen, but it would be awesome.
I would love to have Gruden. You know what he does? He is born, he's from Sandusky, right?
Yeah, his parents went to Heidelberg.
Yeah. So that might be kind of cool. I could see there's some young coordinators like the dude from the Colts potentially that I've heard some names, but like retreads, really the only one that sort of excites me a little bit would have been John Gruden. I would say, if as much as I hate him, had Harbaugh, things continue to go south for the Ravens and they let go of Harbaugh, I could have got on the board with that. I don't like him, but he does win. Him and his brother are booger eaters. That's a verified fact. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. So, I think, for me, I think you go and you have coordinator come in for the rest of the year, Schwartz, and take over the team, we potentially assess what we want to do going forward, make a brash decision. But yeah, I'm a little conflicted. I do know this, there's a point where you're talking about fire the coach and people go like, okay, fire him, who are you going to get? And it's like, I don't even care at this point because no one could do a worse job. And I think that Haslam needs to send a message is what he's seeing is completely unacceptable. Yeah.
They're just so bad. I don't even think it matters who they bring in. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, well, update on Berg Wrestling. I know we had a groundbreaking meet earlier in the week and then a tournament last week. And what you got for me?
I don't think the duel went too well for the men's or women's, but I
think they had a cool crowd.
The women's had I heard the women's had a lot of injuries. And they still got some dubs. And John Carroll's tough, so
yeah,
that was going to be a hard one regardless. I don't know how they're doing in tournaments because every time I go and try to check, then it takes me to flow. It just makes me angry, and then I give up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be bothered with trying to find the brackets again. It's too irritating.
Well, it looked like from what I saw, it's basically the first two tournaments and you got a duel in between. It was a pretty busy week, so I think some guys got rested. I know there's some guys banged up, and we mentioned before a couple guys playing football, so, the team you see now is not the team you'll see January 1. But, yeah, good week. Looked like a historic night. Cool. The girls, I think that was their first duel, second competition, but really cool to see they get a couple dubs. They're young, for your first year, that's impressive to go against, John Carroll's got a good reputation. I'm not sure how long their girls team's been around, but just, they have a good reputation as a school in the OAC.
Sure.
So to go and take a couple matches, that's important. And then obviously
I don't think they're in the OAC actually anymore.
Oh, that's true. They moved this year.
I think they moved. I know.
Interesting.
I don't remember if they've moved yet or if they are doing it. I don't know, but I know if they're in the OAC, it's not for very long. But I think that they're out now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was good. And then I think using the new field house, it looked awesome. They had a big, huge crowd, so I'm sure that was super fun to wrestle in front of. Couple shout outs I wanted to give this week for our show guests and show favorites. My man, Big D. No, as I've mentioned in the past, dude is an elite, well-rounded, all-around athlete. He went out and he just messed around and got himself a black belt, so his jiu-jitsu black belt. So that was pretty awesome to see. Pretty big accomplishment. I know that takes a lot of time and hours to get through and do. So congrats to that dude. I know you guys talked about that in an earlier episode. You get real close to being able to do physical sports with that ACL. Any more thoughts on jiu-jitsu at some point?
I haven't really thought about it. I don't know. I know that I can wrestle again in December, but I'm still kind of scared. I don't know if I'm going to yet.
Hey, it's a confidence thing. After you get on that and test it out a little bit, you'll definitely, I wouldn't just jump on the mat and just try to go full go. But, I know you're running. I know you're swinging the club, so it's feeling better. It's got to be getting close, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Doesn't feel awesome to run, but it's okay.
Yeah. How's your marathon training going?
It's all right. We ran 3.25 yesterday, and I probably ran 2.25 roughly straight, and then I had to walk a little bit because my right foot keeps going numb. So I walked about a quarter mile until the numbness went away, and then I finished it up. Didn't sound like it went too hot for Claire. So, we're on the struggle bus at the moment.
She ran on a treadmill too, didn't she?
Yeah, I ran on the treadmill too, and I hate running on the treadmill so much.
Yeah. Well, what incline are we doing to try to simulate?
Claire's like, you should at least do 0.5 incline or something because treadmill's not realistic, but I just do flat because it makes me too tired.
You're trying to figure out how to do the decline and raise the back end of it.
Yeah, for real.
I hear you. Well, it's early on. You got 6-7 more months, so you'll be fine. So get back before we wrap up. We got the boys coming in this weekend. I'm not sure what all hijinks. We talked about getting up to some beat up Heidelberg game for a minute on Saturday, and then obviously there'll be some beers partaken in, and make sure that we down nice and early for the tailgate with the whole crew. So got some stickers in. Pretty excited to pass those out. Rumor has it, which also gives me hope for this game. Santa and Rudolph potentially could be making an appearance at the Browns tailgate. So yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about that. So we'll have to see what happens. But Nate, what else you got for me? I feel drained on a
Nothing. I
random.
feel like, yeah, me too. I feel like this, the Browns kind of just took it out of me. A little lackluster today.
Yeah, I think, we'll recharge our batteries. I think a good fellas hang, that'll be good. See them in person. One way or another, we'll be able to get our frustration out live. So, think that's good. But yeah, this is a random Tuesday holiday, which is a little bizarre for me. So I'm just like, we get second Mondays. Nate's rocking the 2 days off this week because of the federal holiday. So I know you loving that, but as we're recording this on Veterans Day, thank you to all the vets out there. Flagrant Foul is a proud supporter of our services, as well as our terrible NFL team and amazing college football team. But anyway, short show today, but I think we're tired, we're worn out, we're excited. We got some fun things coming for this week. So you guys stay tuned. We will catch y'all and let you know what hijinks we're up to. Nate?
Peace out.
Peace. Later. Peace out.
Come back, beat kicks in, crowd noise, whistle blows.